He didn't just cheat on me. He made me question my entire reality. What I did after finding out is something no one saw coming. I never thought I'd be the person writing something like this. You read these stories and feel bad for the woman, but somewhere deep down, you still believe you're different, that your relationship is stronger, safer. I believed that too. My husband and I had been married for 6 years. Before that, we dated for 3. He wasn't just my partner, he was my routine. Morning tea together, late night talks about random things, grocery runs that somehow turned into mini dates. We weren't perfect, but we were comfortable. And I mistook comfort for loyalty. Looking back now, I can see the small changes. He started smiling at his phone more, turning it slightly away when texting, taking calls in another room, staying busy a little too often. I noticed, but I ignored it, because trusting him felt easier than questioning everything. The truth came out on an ordinary evening. He left his phone on the kitchen counter while he was in the shower. It buzzed. I glanced without thinking. One message, that's all it took. A name I didn't recognize, followed by a message that didn't belong in a marriage. Something inside me dropped instantly, like my body understood the truth before my mind was ready to accept it. I told myself not to open it. I opened it anyway. Weeks of messages, maybe months. Jokes, compliments, plans, pictures I wish I could erase from my memory. And the worst part, he wasn't a different person with her. He was the same man I loved, just giving someone else the version of him I thought was mine. When he came out of the shower, I was still standing there, holding his phone like it weighed 100 kilos. He froze. That silence said everything. "What is this?" I asked. My voice didn't even sound like mine. He started talking fast, too fast. "It's not what you think. It just happened. It doesn't mean anything. I was going to tell you, but none of it made sense, because you don't accidentally build a second emotional life with someone." That night, we barely spoke. He tried to sit next to me. I moved away. He tried to touch my hand. I pulled it back. Not out of anger, out of clarity. For the first time, I saw him without the filter of love, and it changed everything. The next morning, I did something he'll probably never understand. I woke up early, made breakfast, packed his lunch, even asked if he wanted extra tea. He looked confused, but relieved. Maybe he thought I was choosing to ignore it. Maybe he thought I'd forgive him. Maybe he thought I needed him too much to leave. I let him believe that. I watched him walk out the door like it was any normal day. And then, I started packing. Not everything, just what mattered. Clothes, documents, a few photos. The things that still felt like mine. I didn't cry. That's what surprised me the most. No screaming, no breakdown, no dramatic goodbye. Just silence. But what shocked everyone wasn't that I left. It was how I left. I didn't call my parents. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't confront the other woman. I didn't post anything online. I disappeared. I switched off my phone, took a bus to a different city, and checked into a small, quiet guest house where no one knew my name. For the first time in years, there was no noise, no pretending, no explaining, no trying to fix something I didn't break. Just me, and the truth. The first night was the hardest, not because I missed him, but because I realized how much of myself I had slowly given away over the years. The second day, I felt anger. The third day, I felt something unexpected. Peace. Not complete, but enough to breathe again. On the fourth day, I turned my phone back on. Hundreds of missed calls, messages from him, from family, from people who had no idea what actually happened. I didn't reply to anyone, except him. One message. "I'm not coming back." He called instantly. I didn't pick up, and I never did. Weeks later, people had opinions. "You should have tried to fix it. Every marriage has problems. At least give him a chance." But here's what no one understands unless they've lived it. Cheating isn't just betrayal. It's the moment you realize the person you trusted most was capable of lying to your face every single day. That kind of break doesn't get fixed with apologies. So no, I didn't fight for the marriage. I chose myself. And maybe that's what shocked everyone the most. Because they expected tears. They expected drama. They expected me to stay. But I left. Quietly, completely, and without looking back. He thought he broke me. But all he really did was set me free. If you read my last post, you know I didn't scream, beg, or try to fix my marriage. I just left. What I didn't tell you is, leaving was the easy part. Living with that decision, that's where the real story begins. The first week after I sent that message felt unreal. I stayed in that small guest house, waking up every day with the same question. What now? No routine, no familiar face, no one asking where I was or when I'd be back. It was freedom, but it was also terrifying. I finally called my parents. I didn't tell them everything, just enough. Then my mother asked softly, "Are you safe?" That's when it hit me. For the first time, I wasn't pretending everything was okay. I went back home a few days later, not to him, to pack the rest of my things. He was there, sitting exactly where I had left him, like time hadn't moved for him at all. But it had for me. He looked tired, like he hadn't slept properly in days. "I messed up," he said. That was it. No long explanation this time. No excuses. Just those 3 words. A part of me wanted to feel something. Anger, sadness, anything. But all I felt was distance. Like I was looking at a stranger who used to know everything about me. "I know," I replied. And I walked past him. That moment, that was the real ending of my marriage. Not the cheating, not the message. That quiet, emotionless goodbye. The next few weeks were messy. Legal papers, calls, questions I didn't want to answer. People suddenly becoming concerned after months of not checking in. And then, something unexpected happened. I started finding myself again. Small things at first. I started sleeping without overthinking everything. I ate what I wanted. I went out alone without explaining it to anyone. I even laughed, genuinely, for the first time in a long time. One evening, I was sitting at a cafe, just watching people pass by. And I realized something strange. I didn't miss him. I missed who I thought he was. That illusion took time to let go of. But once it broke, it never came back. Months later, I heard about him. Not directly, through someone else. He was still with her. The same woman he said meant nothing. That used to be the kind of information that would destroy me. This time, I just nodded and changed the topic. Because by then, I understood something clearly. Closure doesn't come from them. It comes from the moment you stop caring what they do next. I didn't get revenge. I didn't try to prove anything. I just moved on, quietly. Built a life that didn't include him. And honestly, that's the part no one talks about. Healing isn't loud. It doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens in small, almost invisible steps. Until one day you wake up and realize you're okay, not because of what they did, but because of what you chose to do next. So no, walking away didn't break me. Staying would have. And if you're reading this wondering what you'd do in my place, just ask yourself one question. Are you holding on because you love them? Or because you're afraid to start over? I didn't lose him. I found myself. But tell me honestly, would you have stayed?